searched him on his person. They said they've begun going through them, encrypting some of them, and giving them back to the defense. That will take some time. There are going to be some motions in this case. One of those was addressed today.
You talking about I'm gonna show out? It's just my life. You can't get mad. Get the my page. Tell me I'm gonna show out. I ain't no show out. I earn my shit the hard way. It's happened, and I can't say if it is or it's not a mistake, but things happen in life.
CNN has allegedly unveiled Floyd Mayweather's financial records, confirming that he is truly insolvent. In mid-April 2025, a sequence of uploads and recordings started spreading across digital networking platforms alleging that CNN had accessed and disclosed Floyd Mayweather's confidential financial documents.
Investigation into leaks, saying that they believe the government, which he suggested that the government was trying to, he accused the government of making a takedown of a successful black.
The narrative initially surfaced on a trending Reddit forum where unnamed contributors uploaded grainy snapshots claimed to display Mayweather's account. Figures indicating negative or zero totals. These entries asserted that CNN presenters had covered the disclosed data during a unique Fiscal Watch broadcast, further amplifying online speculation based on the distributed images. The revealed financial statements exhibit numerous accounts under Mayweather's identity with balances fluctuating between negative $25,000 to $0 together with substantial upcoming withdrawals tagged as spousal support, tax liens and legal costs. A single sheet supposedly displays a complete obligations amount surpassing $120 million with no listed properties. Participants in the Reddit forum remarked that the files looked like they were edited. Dark bars masked critical elements like account identifiers, leaving behind only fuzzy visuals of certified banking headers. Supporters of the allegation contended that these edits indicated legitimacy, implying CNN had lawfully secured the materials via SHIELD regulations, yet elected to hide delicate specifics prior to general exposure. Following the primary disclosure, a storm of content creators and analysts seized upon the report. The blend of celebrity focus and sensational thumbnails drew enormous traffic across outlets. Even prominent boxing podcast personalities spent entire shows analyzing the exposed data line by line and theorizing about potential judicial consequences. Moreover, Stephen A. Smith is once more speaking sharply about Floyd Mayweather, this occasion after officials stormed the former boxing legend's estates amid an active inquiry into claims of financial wrongdoing and unresolved liabilities.
Chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please.
Federal officers allegedly searched Floyd Mayweather's homes in Miami and Las Vegas shortly after his organization Mayweather Promotions fell under scrutiny for suspected tax dodging and various fiscal irregularities. During the inspections, the FBI reportedly discovered several counterfeit papers in Mayweather's custody. On his broadcast, Stephen A. Smith was unrestrained, stating that Floyd Mayweather is as culpable as some of the most infamous economic offenders in history. This happened after reports emerged that Mayweather's residence had been stormed. Probes later exposed a shocking revelation: a number of the properties Mayweather showcased as his own were actually part of deliberate branding agreements. Within those contracts, he acted as the proprietor to elevate the property's image and attract purchasers, gaining either compensations or a few assets in exchange. Nonetheless, the FBI remained unimpressed. They interpreted the deal as a misleading tactic crafted to deceive the audience. Stephen A. Smith was profoundly troubled by the disclosures, especially the FBI's conclusion that associated Mayweather with several digital currency cons and those frauds. Mayweather allegedly backed phony tokens only to disappear once his audience invested and incurred monetary damages.
Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop.
Stephen A. Smith emphasized that Floyd Mayweather appears to have fashioned a profession around marketing ambassador packs, presenting a persona of ownership over particular labels and firms, only for it to emerge later that he was simply a contracted advertiser. In essence, Smith proposed Mayweather doesn't genuinely possess anything. He even quipped, "Who's to say those chartered planes he boasts aren't just elements of the sponsorships too? The only detail anyone can say definitively about that guy is his fight record. Apart from that, his actual holdings remain unclear." However, Footage from the operation on his estate implies Floyd Mayweather is significantly more entangled in blockchain scams than shady housing schemes. Stephen A. Smith even uncovered multiple of Mayweather's concealed token operations through the years. In my judgment, digital currency is where the bulk of Mayweather's genuine illicit conduct is buried, largely because it escapes observation. Alongside his crypto allies, he defrauded his own supporters out of countless millions. Hopefully the agencies begin investigating this aspect of the narrative with the gravity it warrants. Furthermore, Smith recently revealed that Zach XBT, a renowned crypto investigator, has accused Floyd Mayweather of links to several coin frauds. Based on the ESPN analyst, Mayweather's background is already packed with court disputes and agreements involving suspicious digital ventures. At one juncture, Zach Eddy openly blasted the ex-boxing titleholder on X, calling him out for allegedly pushing another sketchy coin. Certain people never quit conning their fans, he stated. The crypto crowd exploded in outrage over the allegations, with one poster saying he could now state definitively that the net wealths of some stars are merely illusions. One observer remarked how confusing it is that someone as rich as Mayweather Jr. would still engage in unlawful acts. Another wondered if he would ever confront real justice for the schemes tied to his identity, voicing annoyance that he seems to constantly escape punishment. This is not the initial time Zach XBT, a trusted name in the blockchain sphere known for his extensive reviews into rug pulls, cons and breaches, has targeted the former WBC super featherweight champion. Actually, Zach Speedy formerly exposed no less than 12 token ventures linked to Mayweather Jr. that eventually fell apart. Mayweather subsequently introduced a fresh token labeled Floyd, widely pushing it across his online accounts. Yet once numerous backers had already invested, he quickly removed his promotional material. This abrupt action sparked new doubts that he may again be entangled in dubious actions. It's notable that Mayweather had earlier earned tens of millions via a collection of crypto-connected campaigns, including Mayweather's Ethereum Max Board Bunny, Real Floyd NFT and Moonshot. In 2022, Stephen A. Smith shared that the Securities and Exchange Commission accused Mayweather of failing to disclose earnings he obtained for promoting 3 ICOs, one of which involved a $100,000 fee from CenterTech. It was alleged that Mayweather used his Twitter profile to motivate his fans to join Centra's ICO, warning them that it was launching shortly and advising them to purchase tokens before they vanished. Smith also stressed that years earlier Mayweather had been penalized more than $1,600,000 for unlawfully advertising crypto sales. These findings were discovered during a raid on his Las Vegas estate. Based on the host of the Stephen A. Smith program, many investors have incurred major economic damage due to Mayweather's backing of misleading enterprises. The Centrate ICO, Ethereum Coin Board Bunny NFT, Floyd's World and Floyd token campaigns have all been marked as rug pulls. In those situations, the developers drained the funds without notice and disappeared, leaving backers holding coins that turned worthless. Floyd Mayweather's involvement with those campaigns has inflicted considerable damage to many individuals. Furthermore, analyst Stephen A. Smith underscored that Mayweather was among various celebrities embroiled in these monetary controversies.
His head did a 180 before he fell on his face. To report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters.
The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has consistently connected Mayweather's identity to these unlawful operations in their official announcements. According to the U.S. financial watchdog, the individuals hid compensation they were given to advertise certain Bitcoin-related ventures. The people implicated neither admitted nor denied the charges, but resolved them by handing over payments exceeding $750,000 in fines. These two instances signal the SEC's earliest move concerning breaches linked to initial coin distributions, a relatively modern funding approach tied to digital currencies. And ICO permits contributors to obtain tokens or coins provided by an organization offering a method to stake in its progression. Even though the phrasing has changed, the SEC has warned stakeholders, underscoring that it views several distributions to fall within the boundaries of existing investment rules. These rules require the declaration of any funds exchanged for advertisement. The SEC disclosed that Mayweather received thousands of dollars to advertise 3 separate ventures, one of which was from Centrate, a Miami-headquartered firm accused of deception. In April, among his advertisements was a tweet urging his followers to hurry before Centra's ICO sold out, with Mayweather stating, "I got mine." The SEC referred to a post on Mayweather's Instagram where he forecasted a significant return from another ICO, and a tweet where he humorously nicknamed himself Floyd Crypto Mayweather. Back in 2017, despite his enormous income from the McGregor bout, equivalent rumors surfaced. Now, even with a declared $500 million fortune by Sports Illustrated, the fighter is openly displaying his $50 $1 million Gulfstream G650A fresh update showed that Floyd Mayweather recently traveled to the serene island of Roatan in the Bay Islands, where he paraded his private aircraft. In a Facebook upload, Tlosa posted images of the retired boxing icon, including one featuring his plane, while emphasizing Mayweather's admiration for the island's breathtaking landscape, the friendliness of its residents, and the region's diverse culinary treats. Curiously, Mayweather possesses a second private plane, although the value of that one stays undisclosed. Nevertheless, while in Roatan, he was granted an honor and a personalized present from the Minister of Tourism Yadira Gomez Bird, a book detailing the legacy of Roatan. Even though Mayweather has dealt with claims of monetary trouble previously, he constantly rebuts such reports by exhibiting his extravagant lifestyle. But do you believe there could be any validity to the chatter about his insolvency? However, after multiple days of quiet, Floyd Mayweather eventually ended his silence, denying accusations of liability, white-collar violations, and tax concerns with a sequence of tweets before hopping onto Instagram Live to flaunt his riches, flash his wristwatches, and respond to the uproar straight to his supporters.
So if certain people want to wear, true religions, certain people want to wear Jordans, I don't knock that. We all got to start from somewhere. I buy my kids Jordans all the time. You know what I'm saying? And at one particular time, I was wearing True Religion jeans, and I still don't knock True Religion jeans. You know why? Because that's a multi-billion-dollar company. You have to start from somewhere. So, I'm not here to knock nobody. We all live our life the way we want to live our life. Now, see, my lifestyle is a little different. I dress different.
No outlet has verified that he genuinely possesses any of the estates. Instead, it's probable he was compensated as a promotional face, portraying the owner to assist in drawing purchasers and tenants as the developers plan to market them. Still, the pugilist, famous for showcasing his riches, stood firm on digital platforms Monday, claiming that his domain is unshakable and asserting the IRS merely desires a piece of his fortune. He even went so far as forging a tax confirmation, uploading it online to deceive the audience. Mayweather's alias Money aptly reflects not only his supremacy in the boxing arena but also his unparalleled capacity to accumulate substantial income via his matches and entrepreneurial efforts. Yet Floyd Mayweather has openly declared on online platforms that he settled an 8-digit figure in taxes just the previous year. Floyd Mayweather is acknowledged as among the richest sportsmen ever, with his glittering displays in the arena earning him enormous match earnings and the fitting moniker Money. Although withdrawn from elite boxing, Mayweather has stayed involved through multiple spectacle fights while also overseeing a mix of enterprises and numerous properties. In December, updates emerged alleging he had finalized a deal to confront Manny Pacquiao in a 2024 showcase bout likely held in Japan, as the duo looked to reignite their iconic feud later this year. Mayweather, however, has shown no restraint on social platforms, proudly revealing his profits by sharing a snapshot of his tax draft alongside a predictably bold remark: "Just before I dropped that like million in change for that little Super Bowl stuff, I had to pay the IRS, aka Uncle Sam, $18 million. He typed on Instagram. He continued, "This is what I owed in taxes while I'm retired, so just imagine what I was paying when I was active." As far back as 2017, Mayweather, replying to reports of submitting phony papers, told journalists he had already addressed his taxes. "I ain't worried about that. I just showed you all a $100 million check I didn't even cash right there on stage," he said, referencing his revenue from the Pacquiao contest.
Because I'm in a different tax bracket. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I dress different, I do things different, because I'm in a different tax bracket. I'm around different type of money.
"We're not worrying about it." Mayweather's tax counsel didn't instantly respond to a query for statement. It's also uncertain whether the IRS tried to hold back any share of Mayweather's payment from his bout with McGregor, as the body does not issue remarks on specific matters. Nevada sports officials similarly did not promptly reply to a request for feedback. According to Stephen A. Smith, Floyd Mayweather submitted a motion with the DC-based U.S. Tax Tribunal on April 13 requesting that his issue be reviewed in Las Vegas. The filing follows a breakdown between the taxpayer and an IRS agent to resolve the tax obligation, clarified lawyer Leighton Kohler of the Las Vegas branch of Dickinson Wright. Kohler is not participating in Mayweather's legal fight. The review mechanism might be affording Mayweather time to retrieve his millions from the August match income he will presumably intended for settling his obligation to the Internal Revenue Service. Kyler, a previous senior revenue agent with the IRS, highlighted that tax judges typically travel to Las Vegas only once or twice annually, frequently causing claimants to wait between 6 months and a year before their legal matters are formally addressed. The 2015 lien represents merely one in a sequence of tax-related claims submitted by the INTE Internal Revenue Service against Floyd Mayweather during the last 10 years. The identical observation cannot be made for numerous past adversaries of his, including the notorious Conor McGregor, who has reportedly remained in favorable standing with Ireland's taxation authorities since that specific year. Within the United States, McGregor is similarly believed to be free from financial liabilities in the jurisdictions where he has competed. Concerning Mayweather, his career is commonly separated into two unique phases, the Pretty Boy period and the Money Mayweather period, with the two stages differing drastically in nearly all regards. Primarily, there's the pugilistic style emblematic of each era. With the earlier phase featuring raw dominance, intensity, and fearsome knockout prowess, whereas the latter phase prioritized tactical awareness, exceptional technical execution, and virtually impenetrable defensive strategies. Another clear disparity was the income accumulated in each era. Pretty Boy Floyd earned moderate sums while under the top-ranked promotional umbrella, yet as Money Mayweather he amassed hundreds of millions. During his Pretty Boy phase, he maintained relatively clean financial records and upheld the image of a law-abiding individual, but once transformed into Money Mayweather, he became enveloped in financial controversies, reportedly fabricating tax records and evading payments. Nonetheless, when attempting to precisely identify when the spending frenzy commenced and his success truly erupted, even Money Mayweather himself might find it challenging to articulate the complete chronology. Although five-division champion Floyd Mayweather stepped into the ring numerous times throughout his celebrated career, it wasn't solely his boxing triumphs that ignited the Money Mayweather era. On March 30, 2008, during a brief retirement after defeating Ricky Hatton, Mayweather astounded the professional wrestling community by making a guest appearance in WWE, confronting the 7-foot-tall Paul White, known famously as The Big Show, thereby creating one of the most iconic spectacles in wrestling lore. At WWE's No Way Out pay-per-view, held prior to WrestleMania 24, Mayweather approached the giant Big Show and, during their confrontation, fractured his nose with a punch. A match was scheduled thereafter, which Mayweather went on to win, thereby preserving his undefeated persona. According to a report by TalkSport, Mayweather later asserted he earned $20 million from the event. 17 years later, Triple H, real name Paul Michael Levesque, appeared on the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz and revealed a surprising detail about the origin of Mayweather's flamboyant persona. The wrestler explained that he had trained Mayweather for the wrestling bout, but more significantly, he recounted the origin of the Money Mayweather character. Triple H stated, "You know, he was an enormous WWE fan growing up, and that's where the entire Money Mayweather persona originated." He continued, recalling their conversation, "I knew Pretty Boy Floyd was only going to get me so far," Mayweather had told him. Triple H elaborated further, saying, "You could argue I was the best boxer, but the real question is, who's the greatest box office draw? How do you manufacture that persona? I need to develop a character and a way to promote that character." The 55-year-old wrestling executive shared that Mayweather, inspired by WWE theatrics, carefully crafted the Money Mayweather identity, leveraging HBO's 24/7 documentary series to sell it to the broader public. Intriguingly, the Pretty Boy Floyd character was less about spectacle and more about pure ring performance, contrasting sharply with the larger-than-life, self-aggrandizing Money Mayweather image that followed. As Money Mayweather, he embraced extravagance, controversy, and unfiltered wealth as defining symbols of his public image and cultural dominance.
Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr., there's a story circulating that Business Insider did talking about this $400 million property deal that he had been discussing here in New York City. But now, according to Business Insider, it's not what you think it is. They said there's no evidence there's been a sale of these properties, and it's 62 rental apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Here is what Floyd Mayweather had said at the time on a video that he posted on his Instagram.
I love bringing the people into my lifestyle, showing the people how I live. Now, I know you guys see me on a regular talking about real estate. Well, lately, I purchased 62 apartment buildings in New York City. And what I need you guys to do, slide over and check out the photos. It's not all 62 buildings, it's a few buildings, but guess what? All the buildings belong to me. I don't have no partners. And all the retail down low on my buildings.
That said, did you know Levesque?
That being acknowledged, did you realize Levesque wasn't the only individual to comment on the legendary WrestleMania 24 moment involving Mayweather? According to another report by TalkSport, WWE icon Paul White recalled specifically requesting Floyd Mayweather to legitimately break his nose during their memorable 2008 segment. White recounted, "I told Floyd, hey, when you do this run in, understand I'm slightly unstable, if I get a hold of you, adrenaline takes over." The adrenaline indeed surged when Mayweather ended up breaking White's nose at No Way Out. Rapper 50 Cent has frequently taken pride in his long-standing friendship with retired boxer and now businessman Floyd Mayweather. However, like many relationships rooted in high-profile circles, theirs has also encountered a fair share of public disputes. Despite Mayweather's flawless 2017 retirement record, the dynamic between them has experienced moments of camaraderie, such as 50 Cent's support during Mayweather's 2012 prison stint for domestic abuse. Nevertheless, a financial disagreement has kept them apart, reportedly due to a $2 million debt Mayweather allegedly never repaid. Although various rumors have circulated claiming the boxer suffered financial collapse through failed real estate ventures, few claims hold factual weight. In response, 50 Cent recently addressed those assertions, releasing a video in which he defended Mayweather against what he described as baseless fabrications and targeted misinformation. The rapper, who frequently highlights his bond with the boxing champion, emphasized that unlike others in Mayweather's circle, he had never depended on his wealth. That, he asserted, gave him an ethical credibility others lacked. "We're growing distant because I don't rely on him," he stated, adding that Mayweather once tolerated people who clung to him for financial gain. In a separate appearance with Jimmy Fallon, Mayweather proclaimed ownership of a vast property portfolio, stating, "I'm not exactly sure of the number, but I currently possess over 100 buildings, maybe more. I think 99% are based in New York City." 50 Cent, however, scoffed at this claim, sarcastically implying it was false. What stands out most about Floyd Mayweather is that when so many independent voices echo the same suspicions, it often hints at some underlying truth, suggesting that Mayweather may either be bankrupt or teetering dangerously close to financial ruin. So that concludes today's video. Stay alert, and we'll catch you next time.